Hi, I'm Danny Carter-Iddens, creator of Taking Back You. My vision for Taking Back You was simple. I wanted to create a safe place for mamas to focus on the dreams that have been placed on their hearts, where they could walk alongside other mamas who get and give advice on how to do this mom thing. I want to tell mamas what I wish someone had told me, and to build a community of mothers who aren't afraid to reach for the stars, even while holding their children in their arms. Want to learn more? Visit takingbackyou.com, because at Taking Back You, we know happy moms raise happy kids. You are listening to the Taking Back You podcast, hosted by Danny Carter-Iddens. Taking Back You is a witty, authentic, and sometimes sarcastic show for young mamas who are trying to reclaim themselves while fully entrenched in motherhood. Hello. This is Danny Carter-Iddens, and welcome to the Taking Back You Momcast. Today, we are going to talk all about social media. Yes, guys, this is Social Media for Moms 101. I have so many friends that are, they're like Facebook. They use Facebook, but other than that, they have no idea what's going on in the social media world, which is great. But if your kids are starting to get interested in it, you're going to want to know at least a little bit about it so that you can kind of keep up with what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm doing a really, I would say bare bones, just to kind of give you an introduction to each of these social media platforms. You may be like, okay, Danny, I already know all this stuff. And you know what? Good for you. Yay for you. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people, like I said, are Facebook people, might dabble on Instagram. And then after that, they really don't know what else is out there, which means they don't know what else their kids could be getting into, which is what I'm really interested in, and making sure that you know what's going on so that you can be vigilant for your kids. So I'm just going to get started right away. The first thing is Facebook. We all know Facebook. I think whether you use it or not, I think Facebook is it is the biggest social media platform in the world, not just America, but like the entire world. And the whole point of Facebook is that you're trying to get likes. You're trying to get people to like you, like your pictures, like your videos, like the things that you have to say. And on there, like I said, you can post videos. You can do live videos, which are a bit daunting, but essentially it's a video that you just click live and you start talking to the camera and people will watch you. I know it's a weird concept, but it happens all the time. I do it a lot too. You can do what they call stories, and stories are posts where you can kind of, do those throughout your day. So they don't show up in your regular Facebook timeline. You have now what's called like a little story that you can just post to, and they disappear after 24 hours. And what's really cool about them is that people can kind of see what's going on in the day, in a day of your life, or, just kind of what you do. Or if you're cooking something, you can share that. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with stories that are really fun. And honestly, I haven't even explored all of them, but stories are really, really cool if you want to, kind of give people a glimpse into your life, but not like your entire life, and not have it be on there forever. It'll be on for 24 hours. Like I said, with Facebook, the main focus is getting people to like you. It's mostly about connection. So, one of the things that I know a lot of people love to use Facebook for is to share different things that are happening in their children's lives with their friends or their family that they're not around. And that is such a great thing because it allows people who don't live near each other to kind of keep up with what's going on with them and with their lives and marriages, babies, all this kind of stuff. I have friends, I joke, I have friends who I haven't laid like my actual eyes on them in, oh gosh, probably like 10, 15 years, but we're still like oddly close, if that's a thing, because we, have been friends on Facebook for pretty much that entire time. So I'm able to still see like all their life events, even though we're not like by each other, which is cool and weird, but mostly cool. And what I like about Facebook is that you can't sign up for it until you're 13, which a lot of social media platforms do not give that, kind of requirement. But a lot of people just kind of fake it and they give a false date. There's really no way to check up on it. So just be vigilant about that. If you think, oh, my child wouldn't get that, well, there are kids who thought of ways to get Facebook without their parents knowing. And and also, I'll be honest with you, Facebook is not really cool with kids anymore. Your teens are probably not on Facebook like you are. You're probably bigger in Facebook than they are. I'll tell you where they are in just a little bit. But the good thing about Facebook for adults, for us grown folk, is that you can run it as, just your personal timeline, your personal account. Or if you're someone who runs their business online, you can run it as a business page as well as a personal account. Or you can also run groups through there. I run my group and my page for Taking Back You through Facebook. And they're connected to each other. So if you are a member of the page, you can also be a member of the group, or you can be a member of either and not be in both. It doesn't matter. And so that's, Facebook is really beneficial to people who are trying to connect with other people. I'm going to go next into Instagram, which is probably another one that you're really familiar with. And Instagram is kind of overshadowing and starting to take over Facebook. People like Instagram a lot because it's like a visual magazine for your life or for your business. And, the emphasis on Instagram is really on aesthetic, and it's not so much on words, although people do, use it, like I said, as a magazine. So they might have an image, and then their caption underneath is a really long, story or whatever. But for the most part, people like what they like about Instagram is that they can just kind of flip through and see like pretty things and see nice things. And really what Instagram does is it helps you kind of get a feel for the person that you're following. And that's what you're trying to do in Instagram. You're trying to get people to follow you. So Facebook, you want them to like you. Instagram, you want them to follow you. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to allow people who are following you to kind of see who you are based on the pictures that you post. You can share photos and videos, and also it does have the story feature like Facebook does. So that is actually kind of more of an emphasis on Instagram than it is on Facebook, because Instagram is so much of a magazine of your life, that the stories part of Instagram is where you really kind of allow people to get to know you and to get to know you better, and to branch out and see who you are and what you do throughout your day. You can now do live videos on Instagram, and then you can also do you can take those live videos and you do those through your stories. It's a little different from Facebook. You do live videos through your stories in Instagram, but you can take those and download them, and then you can post them to what they call IGTV, which is pretty new. But it's a great thing for people who are running businesses through their Instagram. I'm just starting to dabble into it. It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't have what, who wants to, watch a video of me telling them things? I don't know. But apparently that's what we're doing now. So, jump on Instagram, follow me at Danny_Carter_Iddens, and IGTV is coming. I just got to get my life together and figure out what, like how exactly to do it. Just some fun facts about Instagram. It is owned by Facebook. So a lot of the features overlap. They're not necessarily the same on both platforms, but they do overlap. So you'll notice that there's a lot of things on one that you see on the other. And then Instagram allows you to use hashtags, which is kind of their big thing. You can use hashtags for all you oldies but goodies. That's the pound sign. There are so many people that do not understand hashtags. So I'm going to give you like a crash course in hashtags right now. Hashtags allow people who are posting similar pics to yours see your pictures if they're not private. So a hashtag would be like, I'd say like, posting my podcast episode today, hashtag mommy podcast, hashtag momcast. What I'm doing is I'm allowing people who are interested in that topic or who are posting pictures in that topic to be able to click on the hashtag, and they're going to see all of my stuff that I posted because I attach that hashtag to all of my stuff. And they'll also be able to see other people who are also doing the same thing. I can also click on that hashtag and see other people who are doing the same thing, or I can go and look and see what I have posted in the past on that topic. One of the things that I notice a lot of moms do, and I'm going to help you so that your kids are going to think you're infinitely cooler. Now I'm releasing you. Okay, ready? So one of the things that I notice a lot of moms do, and I did this too, don't worry, is that their hashtags they're like long and they're sentences and they don't make any sense and are not like followable. So like if you're like hashtag she wears hats on Tuesday because she loves it and I love her too, that's not a good hashtag because maybe it's telling people who are looking at your photo a little bit more information about your daughter and how she likes to wear blue hats on Tuesday. But no one else is using that hashtag. It's too long and it's too specific. So if you want to say, if you want to put a hashtag in that'll kind of help you get in with the group, you might want to say hashtag Blue Hat Tuesday. I don't know, but maybe you can start that hashtag and get a whole phenomenon going of blue hats on Tuesday. I don't know, but you don't want to use hashtags to like add another sentence or paragraph to your posts. And that's on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, Twitter. You don't want to do that. Don't do it. You just want to hashtag Tuesdays are awesome. That would be a good one if there was a post on Tuesday, or hashtag shopping at the mall, or, you want to keep them short and you want them to be findable and discoverable and where you can find other people who are interested in the same things as you. Speaking of hashtags, we're going to go to Twitter. Twitter is also a great social media resource. And I find that I forget I have a Twitter. I don't know about you. I find I forget I have a Twitter until I'm like watching something on TV and I want to comment about it. And then I get on my Twitter. And Twitter's really cool because it's fast-paced, very fast-paced. And it's where you can say what you really mean. So if you go on, if you go on Twitter right now, if you have a Twitter, you can kind of read, and some people are using it for informational purposes, but a lot of people are using it to make comments about like stuff that's just happening in life, on TV, on the news, in music, movies, whatever. And the comments are very short. You're limited to 140 characters. And you can use hashtags, just like I said, in Instagram. But in Twitter, you want to use hashtags so that your tweets are seeable to other people who are also talking about the same thing. So let's say you went on and the new Star. I'm okay. You know this about me. I am a humongous Star Wars fan. Well, on Friday, we just found out the name of the new Star Wars movie, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And so that would be a good hashtag if you were going to go on and talk about Star Wars on, any given time between now and like December 20th, which is when the movie comes out. You can go on Twitter and you can be like, post a picture of like vintage Luke Skywalker and make a cool comment about it. And then your hashtag could be hashtag, Rise of Skywalker. Something like that, where other people who are interested in the same thing as you. I would honestly, if that were me, my hashtags would be hashtag Star Wars, hashtag Star Wars nerd, hashtag Rise of Skywalker, hashtag Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, hashtag nerd alert, things like that. So like people are kind of figuring out who you are. And I like Twitter because I feel like Twitter is very close to my voice in real life. If you knew me, the sarcasm for me is real on Twitter. It just is. So if you don't have a Twitter and you forget about it like I do, when you get on, you can have a little bit more fun with it than you might be able to have on Facebook, where people take the fights on Facebook. People get into it on Facebook. Twitter is a little bit more fun. People will still fight, but what's cool about that is that like you don't know these people. Who cares? Very rarely do you get in a fight on Twitter with somebody that you actually know. So you just like ignore them. Who cares? You can mute them too. You can mute them. It's wonderful. Mute people. It's great. Then we have Snapchat. Now, this is where I said this is where your children are. If you're like, where is little Timmy? He's on Snapchat. That's really popular with middle schoolers and teens. And that is because you can take and send pictures, also known as snaps, to your friends, like on a one-on-one situation, to a group, or share to your story, and they go away after 24 hours. They disappear. They're gone. That's what kids love about them. They take really stupid and like almost embarrassing pictures of themselves. I don't know why. Okay, so we're from a different generation. And so like when we took pictures, we did everything in our power to look really cute when we took them. That is not what the children are doing now, friends. They're taking the most unattractive pictures. Some of my students take pictures of themselves on Snapchat and they share them with other people, and it boggles my mind. Because they're actually like competing to look awful. I don't get it, but they like it, whatever. A lot of times they're really funny. A lot of times they send them to me. They take creeper pictures of me. A lot of times I call them creeper pictures, where I'll be like standing on the complete other side of the room, not like even engaging with them, talking to them. And then I'll look on one of my kids' stories and there'll be a picture of me standing there, like looking really, I don't know what I was thinking or whatever, but they make me look crazy in all of these. That's the downside of of Snapchat. You don't know. Yeah, like people post pictures of you and you literally have no idea. Good side, they're gone in 24 hours. Now, here's the as I would say, here's the do. The problem is that people can Snapchat your pictures. And you may have heard, people can Snapchat your pictures. That makes no sense. People can screenshot. There it is. People can screenshot your pictures. And you might have heard about this. What the children were doing was they were taking, snap of themselves, and they weren't exactly fully clothed, if you will. And so what was happening is that people were taking naughty photos of themselves in Snapchat and sending them to other people, and those people were screenshotting them, which I don't know why they couldn't have seen this coming, but apparently it was hard to foresee. So now what they do, they have a feature that allows senders to know when their pic was either like viewed several times or screenshotted. The problem with that, though, still is that once it's screenshotted, like there's now another copy of it. And also, I believe this may be an urban legend, I don't know, but I believe that Snapchat can see all of our snaps. So do not snap anything that you don't want anybody to see if, you know what I mean. Cool thing about it is the pictures you can take, you can use several filters, and filters are really cool because they can allow you to look like totally different than how you look. They have ones with like different color hair, glasses, all this kind of stuff, freckles. I don't know. There's one filter that I absolutely love to use when I'm taking pictures and don't have any makeup on, because it doesn't like add makeup or anything. It's just like a little bit of a smoother to make my skin look like I have makeup on when I don't. I call it my concealer filter. It's the one, it's like a circle, and like the eyes, it's like a little circle and it's a smiley face, and the eyes look like they're sweet and they're smiling. And it's a wonderful one. You have to be careful though, because if you have like dark circles or something, it makes them worse. Just so you know. But I love filters. And a lot of times if you are a friend of mine on Facebook, every now and then I'll hit you with a Snapchat filter collage with me and my son. We love to play with the filters, especially on holidays, because they'll have special like holiday themed filters that are a lot of fun. This feature is really not cool though. Let me tell you about this one really fast. There's a feature on Snapchat where your friends can see where you are at all times. It's the default. If you have Snapchat right now, go on your Snapchat and cut it off. I did not know about this, so I think mine was on for a while. Cut it off. You don't need people seeing where you are. Cut off your child. People do not need to know where your children are. And really be sure you're monitoring Snapchat with your kids, because Snapchat can get out of hand. Snapchat can be used for bullying, because even the things that they type, the messages they type, disappear after 24 hours. So keep up with your child's Snapchat, because it can be a bad, not a great thing. It can be a good thing, but not the best, used, in the wrong way. And then we have up next, we have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a digital resume designed for businesses and professionals. So if you work outside of the home, or even if you work inside of the home, you probably have a LinkedIn profile. And if you don't, you should make yourself one. It takes a little bit of time, but it is beneficial, especially when you're looking for a job. What's cool about LinkedIn is that people or that you've worked with can like kind of vouch for your expertise in certain areas. So I'm a dancer. I've shared that many times. And so on my LinkedIn, there are a lot of people who have like vouched for my ability to dance, ballet, tap, jazz, modern, all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool, because when potential employers are looking at your site, they can kind of already see if you're someone that they want to go for before they even like make contact with you, which is good, because it won't waste your time too. It saves them time, saves you time, saves everybody time. LinkedIn, is really cool. It's not where your kids are. Just be honest. It's not where your kids are. But it's a great resource for adults to connect with people on a professional level. And you can also get in groups based on like places that you've worked, or like where you went to school. Like I'm in the Valparaiso University. I went to Valparaiso University. So I'm in the Valparaiso University group. And so, you can talk to people within that group, and it's a really cool resource for alumni and students and, all that kind of stuff to get to know each other. And last but not least, this is one that you probably use every day. I feel like you either use this one all the time or you don't use it at all, and it's Pinterest. Pinterest is amazing. And if you don't know what it is, let me drop some knowledge on you. This is a wonderful app, because, all those things you see on the internet and you're like, oh, I got to remember that. Oh, that was cool. I got to remember that. I got to save that. Well, Pinterest lets you pin the things that you see on the internet, and then save them on a board, and you can break the boards down by subject. I know, pretty sweet. And it's a great resource for keeping up with like recipes, fashion, crafts, literally anything you want. You can keep it on your Pinterest. And I use my Pinterest all the time. I keep recipes on there, just amazing things that I see in life. I keep those. Because and you can come back to it years later. It stays on there forever. It's really funny to find old pins, like what you were interested back then, like and the evolution of my pinning. A few years ago, I was getting recipes because I was a new wife, and I was like, what do I cook for my husband? And then it changed to, I cared more about, baby stuff, and there's birthday party planning boards now and all this stuff. So it's really cool. You can kind of see the evolution of what was going on in your life. at the time. So those are all the social media platforms. I'm going to spend just like 5 minutes, maybe not even, explaining just some safety and privacy tips that you need to know for being online. The first one is to make sure your passwords for any of your social media accounts is not, obvious or easy to guess. Don't share them with anyone. Literally don't share them with anyone. And if you do end up sharing it with someone, change it. And make sure that when you are using social media, on a computer that's not yours, on a public computer, that you sign off. I can't tell you how many times people's social media has been hijacked by somebody who they signed in on, their computer at the library, at the public library. And then the next person who came in saw that they were still signed in on their Facebook and like did all this like crazy stuff with their Facebook. Make sure that you sign off, please, please, please. If you're using it as an app on your phone, make sure that your phone has an amazing lock. My phone recognizes my face. Now, I will be honest, it will let my son in too. Because, well, he looks like me, but I mean, pretty close, you can do thumb. Mine does fingerprint, face, and I can also put in a code. And privacy online is super important. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Privacy is really important. So make sure you keep up with what you're posting and who can see it. And pretty much all of the social media platforms that I have told you about, there are ways to, adjust your privacy settings to make sure that only the people who you want to see what you are posting can see it. Even within Facebook, you can be specific about which posts are available to who. And so make sure that you're doing that and be vigilant about that. Because once something is posted online, it's always available. Even if you take the post down, someone may have screenshotted it, someone may have gotten it. And you don't want a situation where something that you said or something that you did 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago comes back to haunt you. So just make sure that whatever you say, you are ready to stand behind it 100%. Because remember that your online reputation will definitely precede you. Over 70% of employers are looking online when they are doing job recruitment. Make sure there's nothing on there, nothing on any of your social media platforms that you don't want a prospective employer to see. You know what? If you don't want your mama to see it, don't post it. If your mama saw that, don't post it. If your mama saw that and she'd be mad at you, don't post it. That's kind of my rule. If my mom saw this and I would be in trouble, then no, I'm not going to post it. I've had to be vigilant about what I say. Controversy what are we doing? I don't want controversy anymore. So I don't post that stuff anymore. If it's controversial, I like positive, happy, fun things and pictures of my kids. I like to see pictures of my friends' kids. And yeah. And then send me a meme, somebody saying something stupid. I'm in on that. But I mean, other than that, I don't want controversy. I don't want a whole bunch of ridiculosity on my, social media platforms. And finally, remember, keep your business to yourself. I tell my 5-year-old this all the time. Not everybody needs to know all about you. Not everybody needs to know where you are and what you're doing at all times. Listen, they really don't. And I'm going to go so far as to say they don't care either. One of the things that I always remember is, you don't want to tell people where you are, because then now they know where you are. And more importantly, they know where you are not. I have so many friends that post pictures of their lives while they're on vacation. They're like, great time in Bahamas. We're just having so much fun. Well, guess what? Now I know that you're not home. I know that your entire family is in the Bahamas because I can see all the pictures. And if I can figure that out, then people with less than stellar, reputations are probably also able to figure out the same thing. So you don't want to post where you are. You don't need to tell people where you are. They don't need to know where you are. When I post about vacation, usually I will post, I'll come back and I'll batch all the pictures and I'll be like, here's our pictures from our wonderful vacation. Or if I do say that we're somewhere I very rarely, I don't post everybody that's with me so that they don't know. They're like, oh, I don't know. Did she go with her or did he go with, so there's kind of a little bit of a guess as to who all is there and, what family members are doing what. Maybe somebody's still at home. You never know. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I hope that this was really informative. I know that social media can be kind of daunting if you are like, I don't have time for it. But be what? And, but I think that it is important to learn about because your children are going to be, taking part in this. Kids who are born 2000 and beyond, this is their life. This is what they do. And so it's so important that you stay ahead of the game and that you keep up with social media and what it does and what it doesn't do. So hopefully this was a great resource for you. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will talk to you next week. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. Like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. I love Anchor because I was up and running in a couple of hours. You can even record your episodes on the go using their super friendly Anchor app. So, if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Thank you so much for listening. For more information on this and other episodes of Taking Back You, visit takingbackyou.com. And be sure to subscribe and share with your friends.